Chuck, what are you watching for today?
It's election day.
Start actually voting. I know. Right. We do these around here.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday. Voters are voting. What are you looking for?
Absolutely. Look, it's what you're talking about here, right? How salient is the abortion issue still? We know the Democratic brand right now, people's feelings about politics, people's feelings about the economy are things that without the abortion issue, this would probably be a bad night for Democrats. But the abortion issue certainly has made it where, I mean, hearing similar reports out of Virginia myself, we know likely where things are headed in Ohio. I mean, really, in some ways, Kentucky's the coin flip here. I mean, a Beshear loss is on Biden, and a Beshear win is on Beshear. It may not be fair to Biden and the Democrats that that's what that outcome would foretell there, but it's pretty clear that Beshear has done everything else that it takes to win on his own. National environment would be the only thing not going his way. So if he lost, it would be the thing most people would point to.
So let's break these out a little bit and start with Virginia, because I think this is the one that, we kind of junkies are most upset with because it's in our backyard. Everybody in D.C. has been watching the ads for months and months. But how do you put together kind of the mosaic of all these individual races? Are they truly all united around the abortion rights issue? That seems overly simplistic, but I think that'll be the lesson that folks try to learn out of whatever happens tonight.
Well, I think also there's a real reason for it. You know, unlike the other places where abortion has been an issue, Garrett, Glenn Youngkin is drawn a line, right? That he is willing to defend 15 weeks, right?
That's true.
In some of these other places, so this is a real test of 15 weeks. Look, you and I both hear from various Republican pollsters who swear, hey, 15 weeks is acceptable to the public. And I always try to correct some of these pollsters. Acceptable doesn't always mean preferable. And I think that to me is one thing I think we're going to learn out of here. But if this were a statewide election, you'd say Democrats and Northern Virginia could power things and make it a really good night for Democrats. But most of these swing races are not in Northern Virginia. They're in the Virginia Beach and Norfolk media market. They're in the suburbs of Richmond, where the Northern Virginian Democrat is really worried about Donald Trump. Right. And it gets them fired up. And even the chaos in the congressional and the House Speaker business had an impact on voters in Northern Virginia. But the farther south you get in the state, the less the national environment's involved there. So this is why there could be a huge turnout of Democrats in Northern Virginia, and we could end up with a status quo result. Democrats hold the Senate, Republicans hold the Assembly.
And Glenn Youngkin takes the red vest off and doesn't run for president.
Correct.
And that boomlet goes away.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kentucky now. So I'm kind of with you on this one. This feels like a test of Joe Biden as much as it is a test of Andy Beshear. I almost called him Steve Beshear, but that speaks to his advantages, right? He's the son of a governor there, too. Does he just have to completely run away from the Democratic brand there? I mean, I'm always fascinated by these surveys that we see that show these Democratic governors in red states and vice versa outperforming so substantially their party. I mean, is that the alchemy for this for Beshear tonight? Just be
but it isn't
generic Democrat or just not be a Democrat at all?
Well, in fairness to Beshear, he has his own brand. And you in some ways, you stumbled upon it when you said Steve Beshear, right? The Beshear Democratic brand is a moderate Democratic brand to Kentucky voters, right? You heard it in the interviews that Shaq was having with a couple of voters there. There is a distinct brand to Beshear's Democratic values versus the perception of the national values on that. But look, we're also seeing a test of just how important Trump is. You know, there's a fascinating issue both in Mississippi and Kentucky where the late deciding Republicans that have not yet gotten off the undecided column are those that love Trump the most. His voters are very much sort of late in tuning in, late deciding. It's very similar to young voters and African-American voters usually are tune in late. You know, sometimes it's later engagement by campaigns. We saw same thing here. I am wondering, though, are TV ads enough? And will Tate Reeves or Daniel Cameron wish they'd actually brought Trump to their states And if there's a runoff in Mississippi, I promise you we will see Trump in Mississippi.
I mean, we only have about 30 seconds left, Chuck, but I would be remiss not to hit Mississippi a little bit harder here, because this is one that Republicans might lose simply from taking their eye off the ball here a little bit. I mean, how likely is it that the one Deep South governor's mansion just bumps over from Louisiana to Mississippi at the end of the day?
Well, look, this is a case where it's sort of, there are permanent rules to politics that matter in statewide races. And when one party's held a governor's mansion for 2 decades, you're going to be vulnerable, right? Yep. They're trying for their, they've had the governor's mansion for 20 years. All I have to say is the word Brett Favre and welfare scandal, and I'm sure some people will say, oh, yeah. Well, that's been used by Brandon Presley, yes, one of those Presleys, for those wondering, has been used as a way to say, hey, look what happens when one party's in office for a long time. So I will tell you this, if Presley wins, or if this heads to a runoff, this is more about sort of a standard voter fatigue with one-party rule that we've seen in Kansas, we've seen in Maryland, we've seen in Massachusetts, any of these solid blue or solid red states that do elect somebody from the other party. That would explain Mississippi.
All right, Chuck, we got to leave it there. We'll see if Brett Favre manages to rack up one last post-career loss, a rare skill for a quarterback. Chuck,
he threw interceptions in his last 2 throws, one for the Packers and one for the Vikings. Don't think I don't know that.
I'm sure you do. All right, Chuck, we got to leave it there. Always good to have you on an election day.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.